One woman dead and another woman hospitalized after a carbon monoxide poisoning in a home in Bozeman. I'm Gabby Crevitt, and I'll have the details coming up.
I'm Tom Hansen with a look at how you can turn your favorite recipe into a commercial success.
Right, and it is now 6:30, and I'm joined by Chet Lehman and Matt Elwell. And
welcome, Patrice.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank
you for being here.
Oh, it's a
It's
pleasure.
a great way to wrap up
Pleasure
2019,
is mine,
having
yeah.
you right on the desk with us.
Well,
We're
thank you very
here.
much. I'm happy to be a guest.
We get to wrap up 2019 with the potential of snow for New Year's Eve.
All right.
Yeah. It looks like most of us are going to be dealing with lighter amounts for the valleys. It's the mountains that are holding the best potential. Winter weather advisories out for the area Tuesday evening through Wednesday. Various times these expire, but our big potential of snow coming overnight tonight and into your Wednesday. Temperatures are chilly into the teens. You'll probably be scraping a little ice off your windshield, but we're probably going to be shoveling a little snow as we head into 2020. That New Year's resolution, you can cross it off. Get that extra exercise by shoveling the snow, right, Chet?
Right.
Yes. Temperatures today into the 30s. I say that because I know how well you shovel snow in your own driveway.
Yeah, and you forget that my son is on Christmas break.
Oh,
Guess
that's
who's going to be shoveling the snow?
There you go.
Trey, who is nowhere near being awake at this hour.
That's right.
It is 6:30, Matt. Our top story this half hour, unfortunately. One woman dead after a Bozeman fire. Police responded to a carbon monoxide poisoning call early Sunday morning.
That's right. MTN's Gabby Crevitt has more details.
We know an elderly woman was pronounced dead on the scene after being exposed to carbon monoxide in her home, and another woman was transported to Bozeman Deaconess Hospital as well. Today we were able to talk to the deceased woman's neighbor who was also exposed to the carbon monoxide. Harlan Lee woke up to the sound of police banging on his door off 11th and Babcock on Sunday morning.
Then I heard finally at the door, bang, 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 and I answered the door, and here was a police officer. He said, well, there's been an accident with carbon monoxide poisoning.
Police told Lee that the next-door residents to his adjoining unit had been exposed to high levels of carbon monoxide after a car was accidentally left running in the garage.
Our crews had readings of over 300 parts per million in certain areas of the house. We were 6 times over what we would normally look at as a dangerous atmosphere.
Lee was sent to the hospital after he reported having a slight headache, and the Bozeman Fire Department found traces of carbon monoxide that had leaked into his unit. Lee says he's unsure, but may have heard his neighbor's car running late the night before.
It's 2020's hindsight. I would say we've got a trailer court over here, and I heard something and I thought it was a generator, so I just ignored it and went back to bed. It was kind of irritating. So now when I think about it, I thought, well, maybe that was her car running.
And while Lee says he can't know for sure if he did hear his neighbor's car left running, he says he will continue to be extra careful with appliances that could pose a threat.
You know, even before this incident happened, I checked everything, or double check, sometimes triple check. It might sound crazy, but you never know.
In Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
All right, and Gabby tells us Lee is now back home and says he feels great and totally recovered. The status of the other woman who was transported to the hospital is still unknown.
6:33 now. Matt has been talking about us seeing a lot of snow and things like that. On the other side of the planet, authorities are battling a massive wildfire in Australia.
The blazes are deadly, threatening both humans and animals, and the scorching temperatures and arid conditions are not helping. Reed Binion reports.
High temperatures and fierce winds are feeding wildfires, tearing a path of devastation across parts of Australia. The smoke and haze blackening the skies and blotting out the sun, making dawn look like midnight and mid-morning simply apocalyptic. In addition to civilian fatalities, yet another volunteer firefighter has been confirmed dead. The fire is also taking a destructive toll on wildlife. Kangaroos seen running by the dozens through an open field fleeing the flames and smoke. Other animals, parched by the heat and flames, relying on the kindness of human passers-by for water. Elsewhere, ashes and charred debris are washing up on beaches. Roughly 4,000 people trapped on a beach after an entire town was evacuated as flames closed in. The New Year's Eve fireworks display in Sydney Harbor, an enormously popular event in years past, nearly got called off this year due to the fires. But officials opted to move forward with the display after weighing several factors.
Obviously, This is not a new thing. New Year's Eve and other events coincide with bad fire weather and total fire bans, and we do have provisions to provide exemptions for firework activities right across New South Wales.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, and Reed tells us the death toll has been rising slowly. 2 people were found dead Tuesday in the New South Wales town of Cobargo, with a 3rd person still unaccounted for. In addition to the firefighter killed Monday, 2 other volunteer firefighters died earlier in December after their vehicle hit a tree during firefighting operations.
Terrifying stuff.
Yes.
6:35 now, back here at home. New federal laws take effect, raising the age to buy tobacco products from 18 to 21. Public health officials in Montana say they will be watching the effects on tobacco use. Officials with Lewis and Clark Public Health say it's still too early to tell what impacts it could have on local resources for people who want to quit. There are 4 separate tobacco quit line services in Montana, including the My Life, My Quit program, which is aimed at teenagers. That program launched this summer, and officials say they've seen growing interest. They say raising the age to 21 could help limit access, since 18-year-old students had been able to buy those products legally.
You know, nicotine addiction is real, and these products do contain nicotine, and that it's unsafe for people under 18 to be using. With this whole vaping epidemic and stuff like that, we've seen that a lot of youth do want to quit, and that's really awesome.
State of Montana also enforcing an emergency ban on the sale of flavored vaping products, aimed at reducing those uses by teenagers as well.
All right, and Montana Tech has announced the hiring of a new provost at the university. The university's chancellor, Les Cook, selected Dr. Steve Gammon to take over as provost of the school in the new year. Gammon has been the university's dean of letters, sciences, and professional studies since 2018. He plans to focus on Tech's strong academic programs.
This university has just outstanding academic programs. It really is a jewel. I mean, nationally, I've worked at a lot of places, and this place is as strong and as good in academic programs as anywhere as I've ever been.
Dr. Gammon will be taking over for Dr. Douglas Abbott, who is retiring from the position. The new provost will take over February 1st.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, big congrats.
6:36 now. A university in New Jersey that helped bring the Impossible Burger to the market is working with other food entrepreneurs on their own recipes for success.
Tom Hansen takes us inside the food incubator, where a new snack company is cooking up a handheld hit.
These cones aren't for ice cream. They'll be stuffed with another popular treat. A gooey mix of cheese and tomato sauce makes this a pizza cone.
This is the cheese cone.
Yep, these are cheese cones.
Cousins Jacob and Eric Ciancolini started making Chank's grab-and-go snacks after their father saw the concept on a trip to Italy. Betting Americans would crave the taste and convenience, they launched a food truck selling their pizza cones at events.
We had great success there and just got better events as the years went on.
When it was time to expand, they connected with the Rutgers Food Innovation Center.
It is unbelievable how complex the food industry is.
Rutgers guides clients through the production process, from marketing to manufacturing.
This is our test kitchen.
Associate Director Diane Haltaway says some participants come in with a prized family recipe.
How do you take an idea and scale it up and manufacture it?
Others already have a product they want to grow, like Chank's Grab and Go.
If they have long-term objectives and big goals, we're going to help them get there.
A staff of industry veterans, including Director Nolan Lewin, make Rutgers Food Incubator unique.
We know what it's like to stay awake at night and think about an idea and how to make that successful.
Chank's is currently manufacturing its pizza cone at Rutgers' facility in Bridgeton, New Jersey.
They've been helping me along the way the whole time. They really made a big difference.
Now the cones are selling at college football stadiums and on Amazon.
Who knew you could streamline eating pizza?
Apparently you can.
Chank's Grab and Go is adding new flavors to their menu, with plans to place cones in more venues and hands across the country. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Bridgeton, New Jersey.
They look very tasty. Well, part of the center's mission is to promote economic development in New Jersey. They often hire locally, and some of their clients establish headquarters in the state.
We're going to shift gears here just a little bit, Patrice. Northeast Ohio woman getting real about life after giving birth. She's starting a conversation about a difficult topic, postpartum depression.
Yes, she says it's something many mothers suffer from, but few ever talk about. Amanda Van Allen explains how she plans to change that through art.
Some days they're a big, happy family. But others, it's a struggle for mom Elizabeth Martin.
Sometimes you bring your baby home and you're just sad and you can't stop being sad.
This mother of two suffers from postpartum depression.
Good job. The first time I realized, this isn't just, baby blues. He was about 2 weeks old. I knew what it was. I guess it was harder to actually make time to get help because I already felt so overwhelmed.
Martin now takes medication and sees a therapist, but she's still not where she wants to be.
Good job. Look at him. I just hold him all day and I'm waiting on his mom to come pick him up because I don't feel any connection to him yet. And I feel like it's been 5 months, it should be there, but that's why getting help is important.
According to Cleveland Clinic, postpartum depression affects 1 in 10 new mothers. Martin wants to use her love of photography to show society what postpartum depression looks like and to eliminate the stigma.
I just want to capture raw motherhood.
This weekend, 6 women from across Northeast Ohio will gather at Martin's home studio for a photo shoot.
I think the most fun part for me will be, talking to the moms and then putting a blog post together.
She wants these women to be a light for others.
What helped them, what resources they wish were available.
And potentially help moms who are suffering in silence.
People feel so isolated with postpartum depression, and you're far from isolated. I can get your feet. I can get your feet.
You are not alone.
No, in very
that's
creative
so hard
way.
for people to see sometimes.
Yes.
And it's exhausting.
1 in 10.
You and I were talking about that.
Oh, I was so fatigued. I did not have postpartum depression, but I can see how it could happen.
Absolutely
easily.
True. And there is help out there. I love that.
I do too. Yes.
We're going to take a quick break here, Patrice, on Montana This Morning. When we come back, it's that kid's song that'll stick in your head all day long. Baby Shark, do, 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 do. Now translated in yet another language. We'll have that story.
But first, we head to New York for a look at what's ahead on CBS This Morning.
Happy New Year's Eve. Ahead on CBS This Morning, we'll show you the big preparations underway right here in New York City as millions of people get ready to watch the ball drop in Times Square. Plus in Australia, where it is just hours away from the new year, they are battling raging wildfires. Thousands of people are trapped right now, and we are there with the dramatic rescue efforts. Also, could space be the next top travel destination? We'll reveal the trends of 2020 and the next decade that will shape where and how we vacation. Ain't catching me in space. We'll see you at 7.